Hey everyone, this is Daniel from PhoneArena with a video comparison between the Samsung Galaxy Note 2 here on the left and the HTC One X on the right. The Galaxy Note 2 is here and it features an even larger 5.5-inch screen, improved S Pen ergonomics of the stylus, and a beefed-up quad-core processor. It is definitely not a handset for everyone, but if you're used to carry big-screen Android phones, the step up is not nearly as large, like when you're coming from a more compact headset. If you're just now starting to look into larger screens, though, there are a number of those to take into account before you jump into the Note 2 adventure. One of the big screen Android leaders is the HTC One X, which with its 4.7-inch display is a sight to behold too, and was the first handset to hit the shelves with a quad-core processor. Is the Note 2 the right for you, or will an HTC One X be better for your pocket? Both literally and figuratively speaking. Now let's check them out. There's some truth to the notion that the Note 2 is simply an oversized Galaxy S3 in terms of the design heritage, as you can see on the back. It uses the same polycarbonate plastic, and especially the white versions seem very much alike, save for the size. The HTC One X, however, has the advantage of a very distinct design and a beautiful curved polycarbonate chassis, which on top of that is very light and sits very well in the hand. Speaking of which, most of the time you will be operating a Note 2 with both hands, whereas one-handed operation is very possible on the HTC One X. The Note 2, however, has the advantage of expandability, as you can simply remove the thin battery cover from here and swap out the micro SD card, the large 3100 mAh battery, or the micro SIM. It is a big plus nowadays when most flagships come with either a sealed battery compartment or only with internal memory, or both, just like the HTC One X here. The 5.5-inch 16:9 screen on the Galaxy Note 2 is the best HD Super AMOLED so far from Samsung, but the 4.7-incher on the HTC One X, being a top-notch LCD display, has its advantages too. First off, it is far brighter than what we have on the Galaxy Note 2, and at 312 ppi has a higher pixel density too, since both phones sport 1280 by 720 pixels with 3 red, white and blue sub-pixels for each. The Note 2 sports low screen reflectance ratio, so it is very visible outside, but still the One X also has good reflectance and is better outside due to the sheer brightness of its screen. Both phones sport excellent viewing angles and vivid to the point of oversaturated colors in the Note 2, yet the white of the One X is closer to the standard than on the Note 2. The Super AMOLED display, however, has a much higher contrast, something that you will definitely appreciate when watching videos, for example. Moreover, video playback is what the Note 2 will beat any other phone in, because of the sheer screen size and AMOLED's frugal power consumption during playback. The Note 2 sports the newest nature UX of Samsung with its Smart Stay, pop-up play and all sharecast streaming features, which we discussed in our Galaxy S3 review. But it also comes with Jelly Bean right out of the box, an advantage until the HTC One X gets updated. HTC's handsets have the Sense UI to counter with, and it comes with quite a lot of useful features too, not to mention a more holistic and deeply interwoven into Android interface with a more button-down look compared to the cartoonish TouchWiz icons and widgets, which are not as visually sophisticated as those in the HTC Sense. The One X, however, lacks one very important selling point of the Note 2, the S Pen stylus with its own silo, which adds numerous other useful features and apps to the mix. The Galaxy Note 2 sports a 1.6 GHz quad-core Exynos 4412 processor compared to the 1.5 GHz quad-core Tegra 3 in the international One X, which transforms into a dual-core Snapdragon S4 in the US versions of the One X. The USLT One X is preferable though, since its silicon is made with the current generation 28 nanometers die shrink as opposed to the 40 nanometers of the Tegra 3 we have here on the international one, which makes it behave lower in benchmarks and heat up significantly. We have 2 GB of RAM memory on the Note 2, double the One X amount, and the USLT version of the One X starts you off with the same 16 gigs of internal memory, about 10 of which are user available in the Note 2 and about 12 on the One X. The Note 2 has 32 and 64 gigs versions announced as well, whereas the One X has its international version here with 32 gigabytes, and again no microSD card slot for storage expansion. When we couple the more powerful processor with Android Jelly Bean's interface optimizations, the Note 2 comes superior in UI fluidity and app performance, which will hold at least the HTC One X gets updated to Jelly Bean 2. The Nature UX browser is very optimized and powered by a speedier processor on the Note 2, but the difference in performance is not that noticeable, as you can see, as both browsers are very quick. In fact, when panning around, the one on the One X even looks quicker. And on top of that, with the browser in Jelly Bean, we're losing Adobe Flash support. And there are quite a few websites out there that can't be enjoyed fully or at all without Adobe Flash, which the ICS browser on the One X supports. The Galaxy Note 2 has the advantage to offer its quad-core chip coupled with an LTE radio instead of the dual-core Snapdragons that the US One X resorted to for that task. So you get an Exynos 4412 paired 200 megabits LTE radio now with the Note 2. These speeds are of course theoretical and depend on your carrier network. The international quad-core One X supports a 21 megabits HSP Plus radio. As you can see, we have a very good pixel density on the HTC One X, no jagged edges. And on the Galaxy Note 2 we have slightly lower pixel density than what we have on the One X. And bluish tint, typical for AMOLED display, although not as pronounced as on the other Super AMOLED screens of Samsung, is still present on the Galaxy Note 2. Both phones support tune categorization and equalizer presets, but the Sense Music Player is with sleeker looking interface here on the HTC One X, and it also has the Beats Audio branding on its side. In reality, Beats Audio is not much more than a specialized equalizer preset, however, and the loudspeaker on the Galaxy Note 2 is much stronger than the one on the One X, and it's also with a much fuller, cleaner sound. Both video players support high definition video playback in multiple formats, but we have the pop-up play function here on the Galaxy Note 2. Which is resizable even, and you can do whatever you want on the underlying screen and have this pop-up window project your video no matter where you are in the interface. We get an 8 megapixel camera module with LED flash with both handsets, and the performance of the cameras is extremely snappy. The handsets have proprietary image processors, and HTC has even called its tech the HTC image chip. The phones take sub-second times to focus and take picture with no shutter lag, and yet the One X is faster, almost instantaneous in that regard, as you can see. We get similar shot modes like panorama or HDR with both phones, and numerous effects to apply on your pictures and videos. But the number of effects is richer on the One X, and the interface is easier to navigate than the slightly cluttered one on the Note 2. There's a best photo mode on the Note 2, akin to the burst shot mode on the HTC One X here, taking a lot of pictures at once in rapid succession. We also have best faces on the Note 2 which keeps the best pose and look of your photo subjects, and a low light mode is present on both phones for situations where luminance is an issue. The pictures themselves are better when coming from the Note 2, as the One X saturates and applies overzealous noise suppression algorithms, which fade the level of detail. Moreover, the One X sometimes has purple fringing issues, and as a whole its images look more natural than those from the Note 2. Video capture is with 1080p on both handsets, but while on the Note 2 it goes with smooth 30 frames per second, both inside and out. On the One X it is captured with the choppier 23 frames per second outside and even less indoors. Moreover, the One X sometimes struggles to lock and keep focus during video capture. HTC's phone sports better stereo audio quality though while filming than what is captured by the noise cancelling mix of the Note 2. The HTC One X has certain advantages before the Galaxy Note 2, like a brighter screen and a beautiful, light and compact unibody design. But in most other aspects it gives way to Samsung's Giant. If looks are your thing, you're probably wondering how are people appearing in public with something like the Note 2 anyway. Samsung's handset has a large, beautiful HD Super AMOLED screen too, and its way larger battery ensures much better endurance than what you will get with the HTC One X. Plus you can swap the battery or put a microSD slot card in it, unlike the sealed unibody design of HTC's phone. When we add the number of extra functions brought around by the S Pen stylus here on the Galaxy Note 2, the One X would only be preferable to folks who are considering a large screen Android but are reluctant to go all the way up to a Note 2. This was a video comparison between the HTC One X and the Samsung Galaxy Note 2 from PhoneArena. For more information about these and other handsets, you can visit us at phonearena.com. Thanks for watching.